Hello viewers, you're welcome to the Everton Talk Show, and our guest today is Elvis from Fuamba. Nice to have you today, Elvis.
Thank you for having me.
So how are you doing?
I'm fine.
You had a long way today.
Yeah, pretty long day at work and I came immediately here to see you.
Anyway, I'm happy that you are here today.
Yes.
It wasn't easy to get you here. You were a busy man.
Busy.
Yeah. So today I brought you here today, to talk on so many issues. Like not really issues, but kind of stuff that we can learn more, and my viewers also gonna learn. And I mentioned to you before that we're gonna talk about Afrofinns, what you do, like entrepreneurs investing in Africa, and also Finnish companies going to Africa, like the opportunities. So first of all, I'd like you to tell my viewers, who is Elvis for?
Yeah, a little introduction about myself. So, yeah, my name is Elvis Fuamba, and then I've lived in Finland for about over 60 years. 16 years, sorry.
16 years.
Yeah. Alright. I'm not that old, but anyways, yes, I work in Tampere area as an entrepreneur. I have a company that does landscaping, and then I've been doing that for about 10 years. And other than that, in my other life, I engage into community work, and which materialized by the creation of Afrofinns, which have been existing now for about a year and a half. But basically, it's been going on for about maybe 3-4 years.
3-4 years.
Yeah, I can remember already in 2012 we have some papers already written about Afrofinns, but because we were still busy, we couldn't start it then. But yeah, good it started. So yeah, basically about me, I live in Tampere, and then yes.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned about your company. Can you tell us more about your company?
Yeah, my company name is actually now Viske OU. Yeah, is a landscaping company. So we build roads, front yards, and then mostly work in the area of Tampere. Of course, sometimes also we go as far as Helsinki. But yes, a very family company, small. Basically, we have 2 employees and then me. So yes.
Oh, that's good.
You can find us on the internet if you're interested or you're buying a house and you want us to fix it.
Okay, it's just like a real estate company?
We don't sell houses. We just, when you have a front yard and then you have to do your gardening, you have to do your pavement work, you have to put some pipes under. So we have machineries to dig, we have hand power to shovel and do everything. Is a construction but not touching the house, just outside of the house, and we work mostly with this.
You mentioned about Afrofinns.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like an idea which was preconceived like 3 years or 2 years before the actual existence. And how did you come up with that idea? I mean, what were you guys thinking about?
I remember actually it was exactly in 2012 that we had a first meeting. That we talked about a way to get the community more organized, and then aiming for bigger achievements and better ones and visible ones. So in that way, we started to think about how we can make this happen. So we all agree with the name Afrofinns because it was a kind of obvious one with Africans living in Finland. So the name was pretty obvious at that point. We were not sure, but now I think it got his mark, so it's good. So Afrofinn basically was to kind of be this kind of umbrella that's kind of bring the community together and kind of direct the community to the better direction. Not a better direction, but different direction. I would say than what we used to in this country. So that's what we want.
Once someone asked me this question, I mean, like basically, is it like the Afrofinn, or is it like for Africa, like Finnish Africans with Finnish passport, or like Finnish nationality, or it's kind of like for everyone?
Actually, Afrofinns is open to everyone. Basically everyone. The name actually kind of materialized the idea is like Afrofinns. So it's a connection between Africa and Finnish and Finland. So it doesn't matter where you're from, as long as you have links to Africa or you have intention to integrate Africa or to know about Africa, I think you're welcome.
Okay. And basically, last year you guys had so many events going on, and you even because of Afrofinns, I was able to be engaged like in an event in Crazy Town, and that was inspirational for me because I have never been involved in like an event like such an event, and it was kind of like eye opening for me, and from then everything was changed about how I see things and how I perceive the African market.
Yeah.
You know. So can you tell us more about like what Afrofinns is trying to do with like Africa? I mean, it's kind of, do you guys have kind of like a link with Africa government or something? I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. We have a link with Africa. First of all, we're from Africa. I'm from Africa,
Yeah.
so that's a big link right there. So just to come back quickly to what you mentioned just now, the last year event you're talking about was the Export Gateway organized. It was powered by Business Tampere. Afrofin led it, and then in Afrofin we had Miss Njoki that was the one managing the event. But to come back to your question, Africa is like the home base. So anything we do is very much related to the link that we have for Africa. Being it the fact that we as African need to integrate in Finland, or being it the fact that we as African or we as Finnish people want to integrate the African market as in business, or market as like in other social way of integrating Africa. So basically, yes, we have a really big link to Africa that I don't think we should lose at the moment. So in that way, we're trying to discover or create new ideas to allow the Finnish companies to have a better vision of Africa, how Africa works. And then I've just came back to from Africa myself, so I have pretty much good ideas now to talk about. But yes, basically Afrofin wants to keep the links, and then we have links to Africa.
Okay. Viewers, if you are joining us right now, I'm with Elvis Fuamba, and he's one of the co-founders of Afrofinns. And ever since we have been discussing about himself, his business, what he does, and also about Afrofinns, the creation and what they are all about in Africa. And right now, Elvis is are you like the secretary of Afrofinns?
Yeah, this year I'm the Afrofin secretary. So if you need any information about Afrofin, probably get by me, and then of course the people taking the decision is mostly the chairman and then the board. Then I will transmit your message to them, and then they will of course get back to you.
I also see that you really want to encourage African entrepreneurs to go back to Africa and make use of the African economy or the African market.
Yeah.
So do you have any kind of like, what can you really say to African entrepreneurs who are in Finland or around the world to look at Africa as a potential market for their investment or for their product?
Well, I don't know about around the world, but in Finland, what I would say to African entrepreneurs about the African market is like there is a lot of opportunities, especially the fact that we live in a country that give us so much in terms of knowledge, abilities, and then tools to develop whatever. I could say probably 99% of anything we can think about in this country is possible to make it happen. So in that way, this is a really good chance not to sit home and then wonder, but to really go out there and then trying to make your dreams come true. The only way we can make those is to make a move. And Africa is very much open. I mean, it's everywhere on news and TV. The market is getting open. We just need creativity and then the tools to go there. And I believe in Finland we have a lot of African with that. So that is basically one of the goals that we want to have, that to pull all these connections, Finnish, African, and then trying to see if we create something good in Africa.
I mean, like for example, I know Afrofinns, or maybe you, apart from Afrofinns, you are really into investing in Africa. I see that you have different projects that you are doing, like you are carrying on in Africa, and also you are trying to encourage young people or like people who have business in Finland, or people who are thinking of creating a business to go to Africa. But what if someone says it's so difficult to have a business in Africa? I mean, the system is so difficult for them to have a business in Africa. What can you say to that person?
Well, I remember from the last year, the Gateway Sport, one of the key points that was Africa market is difficult, which is true. The African market is difficult if you don't know the market. So in that regard, if I think about a Finn that would like to invest in Africa, it's really crucial that he has someone that knows the market.
Okay.
So I don't think the African market being difficult should be a barrier to people to go. It's difficult, yes, but it's possible. It's very much possible, and it gets easier and easier. The first step is difficult, but when you get in, it gets easier and easier. Okay. And things are changing in Africa, politically changing, socially changing, and the more we live here, the more we lose the connection. But when you go and come back, you know that yes, this is doable. So I will encourage people to really look into that, look into creating companies in Finland, or looking into exporting or going to Africa.
Yeah, and to my dismay, going to that export gateway, Crazy Town, I noticed that so many companies in Finland, like companies in Finland who based in Africa, like not based in Africa, but they are operating in Africa, who want to go to Africa, go to the African market. Yeah. I mean, if I didn't like put myself out there, I wouldn't have had this opportunity to like to be engaged. So
exactly.
I mean, there are people who don't have that like they are sleeping.
Yeah.
I say they are sleeping.
Exactly. That's one of the key. That's a symptom of a community. I would say why we are kind of back compared to other communities is because the networking tradition is not that developed into us. We don't go out there. We don't put ourselves out there. Of course, this is changing a lot. What I'm saying could be a little bit shocking for some people because I noticed that it's changing now. In Helsinki, in Tampere, Afrofinns, Think Africa, there's a lot of entities that are really putting in a big job to pull people out from home. And then, but yes, like you said, that if you don't go out, there's no way you get to meet people. The only way people do business with you is if they trust you, and the only way they trust you is if they know you. So they can't know you if you stay home.
Yeah.
Just like that.
I also see that you are putting like you have an ongoing project like with artists, something like that.
Yeah, we have is a project from Afrofinns that we started last year. Is a project that is led by Rasmus or RU, which is an association, anti-racism association in Helsinki, and then in collaboration with that, Afrofinn is taking part in the Tampere area. Yeah. And the basic idea is to spread the love message that against hate speech, hate of foreigners, or racism in general. So yes, and now we have that ongoing project. We have two groups. There's a musician group that is actually in studio now recording, and then there's an artist group that have a really good idea coming up in video. And that should be published around March. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah. I mean, do you guys have kind of like an artist project? Because I have one question from one guy, Billy Kim. He's an artist. So the question is like, wait, how would I get myself chosen to perform this year, and what are the procedure like? How are the procedure to get to the program?
I have to answer this on a personal level because I think the board decides about this. But personally, Afrofinn has a lot of events. And mostly in all the events we have a entertainment part in that. The biggest one being the Afrofinn Achievement Award, which is more visible and out there. So there if I remember from last year, Afrofinn sent out an invitation to artists to say if they're interested to take part. Yes, I think it will be the same this year, that we will send at one point an invitation to artists. And then one that I can think about immediately is the Ihana Kierat, which is held in Tampere, and then we have artists needed to perform in that event. So yes, just get in touch with Afrofinns and then get to